All right, let's get started. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Good afternoon. Hi, Damilola. Welcome. Malaki. Welcome. Please, if you can hear me, just drop maybe an emoji or a like so that I know that everybody can hear me. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We'll get started shortly. I'm just trying to see that we have a good number before we just keep it running. Good afternoon. Julius, welcome. Peppo Winifred, welcome. Oloye, welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome. All right. Good afternoon. My name is Chika, and I'll be your host for today's live session. I'll be joined here with my colleague. Can you hear me now? All right. Okay. So we're going to get started now. And as I said before, my name is Chikama, and today we'll be discussing university and visa application Wahala. With me is my colleague Mesoma and Nairobi. Mesoma, please introduce yourself. For some reason, I can't hear anything. I can't hear anybody. Can you hear me? Okay, I can hear you now. I can hear you. All right. I didn't get the introduction, but I'm sure everybody got it. So I would invite our guest for today, and then we would get started. Just a minute, please. I'm still with you. All right. All right. I think we're all set. Hi, Chiwan. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Uh,
Just hold on.
okay.
I don't know why this picture is.
To all those joining now, welcome. Good afternoon. Okay, while we wait for Chidinma to set, Chidinma rather to set up.
Yeah.
I was saying that the essence of this live is just a bit of a rundown on what a visa application is like and what is expected, as much as the risk, or more like the wahala that you get to experience when you're doing your. Check this out. Okay, I think I'll have to invite her again. I think. Are you settled now?
Yeah, I don't know what my, okay, fine.
Oh,
Thank you. Yeah,
welcome. Yeah, it's fine. It's
sorry.
fine. Yeah, okay, for your sake
Yeah.
and the sake of all those joining now, my name is Chika, and with us is my colleague Mesoma. She'll be my co host for today, and of course, you. Thank you so much for joining us today. So, a brief introduction of the life of what we're going to be discussing today is basically about universities and visa application wahala. That's the topic. I know the tagline is very catchy, but then it's just a bit of a rundown about some of the importance of applying early or some of the feedbacks from Chiwendu, that's with regards to her own application and how everything went on for her. So Chiwendu, please tell us a bit about yourself, what you're studying, and maybe where you are in the UK.
Okay. Hi, my name is Uma Puchu and Goodness. I am a master's student of University of West of Scotland. I'm studying digital marketing, and I'm staying in Port Glasgow for now. Yeah. So that's just a bit of
All
me.
right. Thank you once again. Yeah, just to mention, yeah, please, if you do have any questions, please feel free to ask. Whether during the course of this live or by the end of this live, my colleague Mesoma will write them down or she will pin them down so that we get to ask everything before the end of this live. I promise you, we're not going to take much of your time. We'll just go straight to it, and 30, 20 minutes, we're out of here. So yes, I'm going to get started with asking Chuendo how she's been settling in. How has the experience been so far? I mean, from what you were hearing when you were in Nigeria and now that you're studying in the UK, how has the experience been so far?
Well, it has been an intriguing and exciting experience for me. Back in Nigeria, what I envision it to be is not really what it is down here. I envision it to be easy, but it's not really easy for us here. And also the culture shock is quite, I mean, everything is just so different from us here. Then the bipolar weather, you have like 3 seasons in a day. So, well, I'm getting used to it.
I know, right? I know. I mean, it's not easy
Yeah,
anywhere. It's not easy in Nigeria. It's
yeah,
not easy anywhere, really. So it just takes some getting used to and some adaptation. And with time, I'm sure you'll settle in fine. I'm sure.
yeah. Yes.
Just for emphasis sake, can you mention what intake are you on?
I was September intake
September
last year,
intake.
September.
September last year.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So take us through your journey. I mean, down from Nigeria, your enrollment, your application, your visa application, just your journey from start to finish, from Nigeria down to enrollment when you got to the UK.
Okay. So I applied for this. I applied to my school by myself. Then when I got the CAS, I sorted for the help of Rennie Consulting through my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law used them when she did her own, and her own was successful. So she told me about Rennie Consulting, and I sorted for their services. So I applied for my visa to the UK on 21st August 2023, and I paid for priority service, you know, and I expect it to be like after a week I should get my visa. But unfortunately, Home Office did they did a strong thing on me. So I waited instead of waiting for 1 week, I waited for 3 months for my visa to come out. My visa came out on November 7th. By then, my school has already resumed, and they already asked me not to resume because it was already late, obviously. But before I got the visa, and I wrote so many mails to the UK viewer, hoping that they will give me a reasonable response on why my visa is being delayed because I've given them all the documents they needed, but they were not giving me any
Feedback.
good information. All they were asking me is, yeah, I need good feedback. They were asking me just to wait, to wait, to wait. Then all of a sudden, they requested for some documents, and as a novice, I don't know anything about it. Thankfully, I used Israeli consulting. So they were the ones that also helped me to do the documentation they required. And I sent it to the UKVI, and after like 2 weeks, my visa came out. And they did the same thing to my husband as well. Really consulting was the people. They were the people that also did the documentation for my husband too. So if I didn't use them, I don't know how it could have been. It was really frustrating, after paying for applying for a visa since August 21st. I'm paying for priority service instead of 1 week. It's now 3 months. And my school then said I shouldn't come. It was really frustrating, But really consulting was giving me a good encouragement. They were very encouraging me, like, come on, if it's, do this, do that, hopefully. So I took the bull by the horn. I traveled to UK, even against the will of my school, and they still asked me to go back, but we are Nigerians. We are Nigerians. We get coconut head. So I said, I'm not going back. They were like, okay, let's give you another class. Go back and apply for another visa. I said, I won't do that. I applied for a visa that is meant to take 1 week, and it took 3 months. And you're expecting me to apply for another visa. Then I need to do a TB test again. I need to do what's it called?
Your phone has to be in your account.
Yeah, the funds. I need to do another proof of fund. I need to pay for another visa. It was really fun. I said, no, I won't do that. So finally, my program coordinator came to my rescue. She advised that instead of them asking me to go back. Okay, even before then. So fortunately for me, before I traveled to UK, when my school started enrolling online, I did the enrollment online. That was what saved me. So I would advise any student that wants to study abroad, if the enrollment portal open, please immediately enroll online. Because when I came here and they were asking me to go back, and then I informed them that I've enrolled online, they were like, what? That they didn't know I've enrolled, because that was the basis for them to ask me to go back, since they are meant to open a portal for me to enroll, and they have already closed the portal. I came here November 29th, and school have already started since September. So you can imagine, and they have just like 2 or 3 weeks to the end of the trimester. So fortunately for me, they were like, oh, they are sorry, they didn't know that I've already enrolled online. So my program coordinator now asks that I should be given a compressed study. So, which means I will continue with my SATs from January.
Yeah.
Then I'll do my dissertation this May to July. Then from this May to August rather. Then from September to December, I'll do the trimester I missed the last time. So instead of me deferring to January, starting with this January, say that by this summer they'll be going for their summer vacation and they'll be finishing by next year, my visa will not take me for that long. So that was it. So my school said, okay, do it this way. It's a compressed studies. It's better for you than, since you say you don't want to go back, why will I go back for common cloud? So that was it. So, and I'm happy they chose that option, because I don't know what I could have done going back to Nigeria.
Yeah.
And you can't go. If I'm to go back to Nigeria, I won't come with my husband because of their new policy and everything.
True. I mean, from what you're saying now, it sounds very easy, but going through or communicating with you during that period, I can tell you that it's not as easy.
You know how I do
now
talk to you, Chika. It was frustrating. Like, I've already resigned from my job, hoping that within a week I will travel out. That 1 week turned to 3 months at home, jobless, doing nothing, hoping and writing several mails to UKVI, getting several feedbacks that means nothing to me. I mean, like, all my hopes were dashed.
And when my school imagine how you'll be refreshing your email every morning.
Exactly. Every morning when I wake up, I'll just do a refreshment. And whenever I see UKVI, my heart will just keep. Like, oh my goodness, let it be a good news. And then they'll tell you, Sorry, please, hold on, we are processing, you are still on your visa. Give us another 15 days. That 15 days, the other one, they mad me. Give another 15 days, give me another 15 days. Like, 15 days for what? No, 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 no. It was really frustrating, seriously. It
I
was.
can
I,
imagine. I
I,
can
I know
imagine. Just
I knew how many times I cried for that.
yeah, I can tell.
It was.
For the purpose of the people that are just joining now, okay, welcome everybody. Welcome. My name is Chika, and this is Mesom, my colleague. And with us is Chinwendu Wapo. She's currently studying in the UK, and this life is basically a rundown of visa application and its wahala. Now, you might hear UK through the course of this live session, but we are partnered with schools in UK, Canada, and Ireland. So if you have any inquiries about any of the schools in these countries that we're partnered with, then you can reach out. Or if you do not have any question but you want to study abroad, you have any educational plans, just do well to maybe send a DM, or at the end of this, or before the end of this live session, just write your question and I will answer. So just to run down of what we've done so far, Chiwendu was taking us through her journey, and she mentioned that her visa application, as opposed to 1 week, which is what a priority service should last for, her visa application took 3 months. Now, this is not as a result of documentation or as a result of anything. It was just
Yeah.
I don't even know what to call it. It was just what happened. And she chased up, she followed up, and it was a generic feedback from time to time. So, Chiwenda, I would like to ask, during this waiting period, because that's what I'll choose to call it now, during this waiting period, how do you think, or okay, let's just generalize it now. Before the waiting period, all through your visa application process, during the waiting period, how was Rennie of assistance? How did we?
They were big assistants to me, very big. And whenever I call you, you always answer. That's one good thing about it. Whenever I call you, always answer. You always give me good feedback. And even when UKB finally answered and said I should send some documentation, I don't even know how to do that, to send those documents they requested for. If not because of you, you are the one that did everything and requested for some charts, pictures, and then some documents, and you pack it. You are the one that wrote the email I will send to them. So everything was what it's. I mean, like, if I didn't use you guys, how could I have done? I don't even know what to do. It was really so messed up. With my state of mind, I don't think I can draft an email, a good response, because I could have, said some things that were not meant to be said.
Yeah.
Come on, I was under this stress, but well, thank God everything's now in the past.
Thank God. Thank God. And thank you so much for your feedback. I mean, we don't take it for granted, and we appreciate that in the
Yeah,
end it was successful, and in the end you're currently studying, and I
yeah,
mean your goal is you're on the right track to achieving your goals. And we are grateful that you trusted us in the first place. Really, we are really grateful.
yeah.
Do you
Good.
think
Yes.
that when you applied for your visa was a reason for the delay?
Oh, well, probably yes, probably no. I don't know, but my school was meant to resume by September, and I applied in August 21st. And that was one of the reasons why I paid for priority service, so that at least within a week, yeah, everything was sorted out. So probably that was why. Maybe I applied. I should have applied maybe 3 months ahead, but it was based on when I received my class. That was why I applied. So I think yes, probably yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's to emphasize on the importance to apply early for visas. I mean,
Yeah.
communicating with students from time to time, you tell them that, I mean, when it's their peak periods, their peak periods. So as opposed to now, I
Mm.
mean, if you're going to study in September and you're applying for your visa now, there's a bit of, as much as we know that you're expected to travel, you're only allowed to travel 1 month to your start date, but your application can go in way before that. And because there are not a lot of applications during that period, it more like gives your application an edge, because people are looking for what to do, as opposed to during that peak period when everybody's applying and the rush is now a lot, and I mean the workload increases, so it now increases the timeline. As much as I'm not, priority should always give you an advantage. Really, priority should always give you an advantage, because if
Mm.
you're doing priority, it means that, just to mention priority service. So when you're applying for your UK visa, there's the standard route, there's the priority service, and there's the super priority service. So the standard route, as at now, you get your decision in 3 weeks. Now the priority service, you get your decision in 1 week or 5 working days. Now the super priority, within 24 to 48 hours, you're expected to get your response. That's in a situation where they don't come back to request for additional documentation. Now in Chiwendi's case, it took longer than 1 week because she did the priority service. It took 3 months. And I mean, at the visa stage, as much as we be of assistance, as much as we assist with documentation and general advice on what to do, how to go about it, and all of that, communication in most cases is direct with the student, or it's direct because communication is just between us, the students, and the decision body. So I'm going to ask another question, and that's going to be, I mean, you got your decision in, I think, November.
Yeah.
Am I right? And you traveled in
November.
In November as well.
November.
The latest start date for your course was when?
That was
sometime
September.
in October.
No, it was September.
September still.
And the latest start date was September.
Now, starting in November, what?
No, sorry, no, my latest course date was October. Sorry. It was October,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were 1 month behind.
October.
That means you traveled in November. That means you were 1 month behind.
Yeah.
Yes, before I forget to mention, Chiwendu mentioned something that was very important. The importance of enrolling from Nigeria. That's as soon as the enrollment portal is open, that you enroll from Nigeria. Because, I mean, as much as it might seem very irrelevant when you get the email, it's what saved Chiwendu's, is what saved your slot, is what saved your admission, and it's what ensured that you're currently on your journey. Because if you had not enrolled, I don't know what we'll be saying now. You probably would have wasted your flight and have to come back and then reapply in January. And there's no guarantee that you won't experience the same delays with the visa application and all of that. So my question is, did the late resumption, I know that your school made provisions for to cover up for the, what's it called now? To cover up for the time you missed, that's in respect to from when the course started and from when we got in. But in terms of catching up, in terms of getting on board with your faculty mates and all of that, did you think it impacted your studies in any way?
Well, yes, it impacted my studies because I won't be graduating with my mates. That's September 6th. I'll be graduating with this January 6th. So when I finish in December, I'll have to wait till the next graduating set. While my September set will be, they are meant to graduate by October this year. So
this year, okay.
Yes, so yes, it impacted my studies.
Okay. Just to mention again, please, if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comment box, or there's a question mark icon on the screen. You can just tap there to drop your question, and my colleague Mesoma will do well to note it down for us to answer by the end of this video. Okay, so which do you advise? This is a rather direct question. Which do you advise, self-application or assisted application? That's in this case, assistance from Rennie.
I will never advise self-application. No, I won't. No, with my own experience, I won't. It's better you get someone to assist you, like Rennie, because it was difficult. And you know, when I got that second email that I need to send some documentation, as I told you earlier, I don't know what to do. I just forwarded that message to you, that email to you, for you to know what to do. And the same thing happened in my husband's phone. I still forwarded it to you. Come on, Oga, please do everything. I'm confused. I don't know. So if I was the one doing it myself, how could I have done? I mean, like, you know, there's nothing I can do about it. So it's better you get someone. Yes, you're going to spend some money. Of course, you're going to spend some money, but for your own good. It's not better you spend that small money than taking the risk of making everything, you know, if you take the risk of doing it yourself, at the end of the day, everything falls apart. You won't be able to get your visa. You won't be able to, all the money will be wasted. So what's the point? So it's better you get someone to assist you. Just pay that shaking money. It's worth it. It was worth everything else. And yeah.
Yeah, thank you once again. Thank you once again. I mean, during visa stage or in this line of work, we've come in contact with a lot of students that have several opinions. Some of which is that visa application is easy. I mean, is it not just? Is it not just? Is it not to? Is it not to? It's very easy. Having someone that can more like, because in your case now, I can imagine if you applied on your own, the number of pains or the number of thoughts that would cross your mind. What did I do
Yeah.
wrong? What did I, who knows? What did I,
I'll put the blame on myself.
yes, yes. So having, I mean, I wouldn't know what, God, I can't imagine what you went through during that period. So what do you think are some of the risks that come with self-application?
One of the risks might be not knowing what to answer. Say, for instance, I remember when there was I think there was one of the questions was, do you have a relative that lives abroad or something like that? And I was like, okay, since my mother-in-law is in the US, let me write to US. And you were like, no, don't write that. Leave it. Because they will ask for some documentation from her own parts, and that's a long process. Yeah, you're kind of making everything in Google. Just leave it. Those directives were really, they were
Helpful.
really worth it. So if I have done it myself, there are some things I don't even know. These people, they the way they ask questions, you think it's very easy peasy, but by the time you sit down and look at it thoroughly, you know that that question wasn't an easy question. You need to think about, is someone that really knows, someone is experienced in it. You guys have been doing it for a while now, so you know the problems that might arise and you know how to tackle it. But for me, who's a novice, if those problems arise, how will I do it? Of course, I can't really do it. So it's better you give it to someone who is experienced. An amateur doing it by themselves, is a no, 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 no. So I'm an advocate of give it to an experienced person to do it. Apply for a visa. Yeah, don't do it yourself.
All right, thank you. I mean, from what she said now, that's filling the form. That's one of the first processes, or that's one of the first things you do during your visa application. That is even before the submission. So,
Mhm.
visa application guidance is one of the services that we render at Shireni. I mean, our services cover school admission processing rather, visa application guidance, accommodation guidance as well, and yes, career guidance and counseling, which is one of the first things that we render to you when you contact us. So this would be the last question for me, and I mean, we'll now go down to answering the questions from our audience. Can you emphasize, emphasis on emphasize on the importance of applying early for your visa application?
Yes, it's very important for you to apply early because one, your case will be treated earlier than others. Say, for instance, when I had this issue of the delay in my visa, I was thinking, oh, probably because I didn't do this, I didn't do that, or because I have a dependent. But when I saw others that were giving visa that had dependents, and I was like, okay, my dependent was not the issue. So what's the issue? And when I asked them, they told me that they've applied since, maybe they applied June or May. So it now came back to be that um, it was because I applied in August, just a month before my resumption. So I would applying early will help you save you a lot of stress. You can imagine if I've applied in May and it took 3 months for me to get my visa, I'll still be on the good side. May, June, July, August. I resume in August, so it's still better. But for me, applying in August and I get my visa in November, it was really a headache. So I will always advise people to apply earlier. Apply immediately you get your pass. Just do everything. Apply early. It's really worth it. It's really beneficial so that you won't go through all this stress and trauma I went through.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Miss, are you ready with the questions?
Yeah,
Okay.
a couple of questions.
So let me. So starting early for your visa application starts with you starting early for your study application as well, because it's more like a step-by-step
Yeah.
thing. You can't wake up one morning and just decide to do visa application. You have to apply for your studies first before you now progress to the visa stage. I mean, after the application stage, there's the payment part, there's the, I mean, if your offer is conditional and you need to provide additional documents, there's that part as well. And there's a lot of process in between before the visa application stage. As much as that's more like on your way to the final stages of your enrollment, it's also a very important part. It's almost important that it's, I mean, the importance cannot be overemphasized on the need to start early as opposed to waiting till the last minute. And a side note, Nigerians or our brothers and sisters are known as lastminute.com students. We wait till the last minute to do everything. I mean, you know that you want to do this thing, so why wait till the last minute? Because as Chiwendi said, applying early, starting early saves you a lot of stress. In addition to the, or in addition to the physical stress that is going to cause you, it's also going to cause you a lot of mental stress, because there's a lot of catching up. And mind you, that a lot of wrong informations are flying out there. A lot of things. I mean, with everybody that you contact, or with everybody that you meet, or with anybody that you meet, there's a new narrative flying. There's an unconfirmed news somewhere that somebody is spreading. There's this, there's that. So, I mean, the importance cannot be overemphasized, and the importance of using somebody that knows what he or she is doing. That this is not even about because there's so much you can learn from reading. There's also so much that you can know from interacting with several people, or interacting with, or with experience, basically with interactions with several people and how their process have been like. I mean, with you in this case now, I can tell you what I have learned, and I can tell you how I can advise somebody that is going to experience the same thing in the future. Because in her case, she chased up. I know Joanne chased up. She chased up because, I mean, a lot of plans have gone in: accommodation, job, and all of that, family, and the narrative as well. So, yes, let's get started with the questions. Masamaya.
So the first question was from
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
for UK visa.
Oh,
I think your line is breaking.
your line is breaking. Yes, your network is breaking.
Yeah. Your network is breaking.
Yeah,
It's still break. I know that you're
It's
talking,
still
but your voice is
breaking.
breaking.
Yeah. Maybe it's from your earpiece.
Okay.
It's
Yes,
still
you can. Yes,
breaking.
you can type it. You can type it. Or while I wait for you to type, I'm just going to pick one question from the question box. That's what documents do I need as a self-sponsored student for the UK? So the documents are on a case-by-case basis. That's, in this case, it applies to each student and what your situation is. So some of the generic documents are your cash statements, and this is gotten after you've. This is more like the final document that you get from school. CAS means confirmation of acceptance for studies. So this is document that you use for your visa application. Then in addition, there's your BSc, that's if you're going for a master's program, your transcript, or I can just conclude and say the documents that you used for your study application. So your CAS statements, the documents that you used for your study application, your bank statements, which is supposed to show the balance of your tuition fee. That's if you paid half from Nigeria, or if you paid an installment from Nigeria, and your living expense. Now, there's a lot of calculation around that. That's the exchange rate and a lot of things to consider when calculating that, basically. But the summary is that it's supposed to show the balance of your tuition fee and your living expense, depending on the location you are staying in the UK. Now, there's an amount for outside London, which is 9,207. And then there's 12,007 if you're staying in London. Am I forgetting anything? I doubt. So if you're married, or if you're a lady that has married and you've changed your name, there's the change of name documents. There's your English as well, WAEC out or whatever you have. Yeah, I think that's basically it. So I'll go again: your CAS, your academic documents, your marriage certificate or change of name documents. Um, yeah, that's basically it. And your bank statements,
Yep.
yes, please. Your bank
And your
statements.
TB certificates.
Yes, please. Thank you. Your tuberculosis test certificate. So tuberculosis test certificate is valid for 6 months. So you need to count. You need to count from when your intake starts to know when to take the test, so that it's valid from that time to when your visa application goes in and when you arrive the UK. So
And
I
you also
believe
pay
that answers
for
the question.
IHS first before applying.
Yes, yes. So there are payments that go in as well during your visa application. That's your IHS and your visa application. I don't know. Am I omitting any other thing, Toronto?
Mm, no, no for now. No.
Uh, okay, there's another question. Do I need to take the IELTS test before applying for a visa? So the question is
Mm,
tricky. It's a yes and a no question. So you don't need to take an IELTS before applying for your visa if you did not take an
mm,
IELTS to apply for your school
yes.
or to get an offer. So you don't need an IELTS to apply for your visa if you did not need an IELTS to apply for your admission. So whichever English exam or English test that was accepted for your admission, that's for the UK, will be accepted for your visa application. I believe that answers your question. Uh, what is the financial obligation for UK visas? Chiwan, did you want to answer that or do I?
You can go ahead.
Okay, so the financial obligations are: you need to pay your IHS fee. I know I mentioned that before. IHS is your health insurance. Now, this is calculated based on how long you're going to be staying in the UK, which is calculated based on the duration of your study. So if you're studying for 1 year, that means you're going to be paying your health insurance for 1 year. If you're studying for 16 months, the same thing. And if you're studying for 2 years, that's in the case where you have a placement here for your master's, you will pay your IHS for 2 years. And if you're going for an undergraduate program and the duration is within 3 to 4 years, that means you'll be paying the IHS for 4 years. Now, in addition, you'll be paying your visa fee as well. It's impossible to tell you the exact rate for both the IHS and the and the visa fee, but we can give you an estimate because, as I mentioned, a certain number of facts determine the exact amount that you need to pay. Now, aside that, there's we know that there are several centers in Nigeria. There's one in Abuja, there's one in Lagos, there's two in Lagos, that's Ikeja and VI. So for Ikeja is free, and VI, you're required to pay a particular amount. I don't know how much it is. As at the last visa application we did, it was £77. I don't know if it has increased now. So that's pounds. IHS and visa is in dollars. VI fee is in pounds. Now, aside that, there's also the assisted upload. That's if you're uploading your documents at the TLX center. There's that fee as well, and I think that's all. That's then depending on how close you want your biometrics to be to get an appointment. Sometimes you can get for free. Other times you have to pay for Prime Time, Flexi, or Prime Lounge. I don't know if I got the names correctly, but yeah, these are things that you also have to pay for. Mesoma, any other? It's still breaking. It's still breaking. Okay, let me check if I can see any other one. When can we get the registration email and who will guide us on how to register with school? Okay, so if you check, you can always send, I mean, if you're joining us here on Instagram on this live, that means you have an Instagram handle. You can always send an Instagram DM to us, and one of our counselors would reach out or respond to your DM, and you take the conversation from there. But you can always reach us. There's a number on our bio, but I'm trying to see if I can get a number to call. Yes, you can get our contact details on our bio. Basically, you can get our contact details on our bio, or you can always send a DM and would respond. would respond. When is the best time to apply for a UK visa? The best time to apply is as soon as you have your CAS. And the soonest you can have your CAS is the soonest you start. I think that's what I can say. But you can apply for your visa from anytime from 3 months to start date. Am I right? Or 6 months to start date. You can apply for your visa 3 months to start date, but you can only travel 1 month to start date. That's right. Any other question? Ms. Oma, that's all the questions in the question box. Do you have anyone in the comments?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. Yes, I can.
When can we get the registration email, and who will guide us on how to register with schools?
With schools, I think I've answered that. You can reach out to us via DM or through any of the contact numbers in our bio, and would reach out to you.
We have I heard Irish visa application is a bit serious than of the UK. How true? Why is that?
Well, both of them. If you're studying in Ireland, the process is entirely different from when you're studying in the UK. Now, I'm going to say that the documentation for Ireland can be a little, not even a little, can be more. What's the word? You need a lot more documentation for Irish visas than you need for UK, and the timing as well is completely different. So UK visas, you can get the standard, or as at now, the standard time is 3 weeks. That's if you do not do the priority or the super priority. If you do not take the priority or the super priority route, it's 3 weeks as at now. However, for Ireland, it takes within 6 to 8 weeks to get a decision. So the timing is different as well. That means you have to apply 8 weeks prior. So if you're studying in Ireland and you're going for the September intake, it's advisable that your visa application goes in before the 1st of July. I think that answers that. So please, if we do not answer your question as well as you want us to, please do well to write it again and we'll answer. Let's have another one, please.
Would I need black market exchange rate, or must it be Rwanda? Do you guys help with this calculation and advise when to provide the bank statements?
Yes, we help with this calculation. We help with everything, basically. We help with, as regards your visa application, we guide from start to finish. And that's from filling your forms to your documentation, as well as getting your, what's it called? If they do reach out to request for more documents, we assist with that. Now, as regards whether or not we use the black market rate or the Rwanda rate. So for your bank statements, I need to get if you're asking if it is for the bank statement or for the payment of the IHS and the visa application. Now, for the bank statement, it is calculated with the, what's it called? The bank rate. That's the Rwanda rate. Now, mind you that it changes from time to time. So it is important that you check the rate as at the day you're applying. That's for the bank statement, which is supposed to show the sum of, or the equivalent in Naira of the balance of your tuition fee and your living expense. Any other question?
Yes. So someone said your guest spoke about her registration saved her when she arrived at school. So how do I get this email, and who would guide me on the registration process?
Okay. Chuan, did you mind?
Okay, so the registration I'm talking about is the school sends the registration. So whenever the online portal opens, in fact, before, like say 3 weeks or 2 weeks before the registration portal opens, the school informed, they'll send you an email that so the registration portal is going to open. Please do well and apply online. And when the registration portal opens, they will also send you another email to inform you that the registration portal has opened, that you should register. And they also send you another email after to confirm if you have registered online. They will be sending you continuous email to, confirm. And until you register online, then the email will stop. When the school resumes properly, they also tell you that, see, your studies will have resumed, and they also send you your from the registration. You know, your what's it called, your program coordinator, the courses, the modules you have to take, and all that. So it's very easy. Just follow the instruction. It's very easy. And anytime you're applying for any school, please make sure you read your emails there. It's really important. What I usually do, if I get lots of emails, I star my emails so that I can easily go back to it. Just star just star your email, your message, the email from this, so that you can easily refer. If maybe you are busy and you saw the message pop up, just open it, star it, and whenever you have the time, just try and do it. It's very easy. Yeah, it's very easy.
Okay, just to mention as well, that would be there to guide every step of the way. I mean, if at any point you don't understand any part of the email, you can always reach out. That's if we are guiding you through your process, and we'll be more than willing to assist. Thank you so much, Rendo. I think that answers the question. Ms. Oma, any other one?
Yeah, so someone is asking, can my brother or uncle sponsor my visa? I hear only my parents and myself. How true is this?
So for the UK, emphasis on for the UK, it is only your parents. You can either be sponsored by your parents or by yourself. That's either self-sponsored or sponsored by your parents. Now, mind you, in a particular situation, we've had, although generally on the UKVI website, I think it reads that this is what it reads, that expected that you can only be self-sponsored or sponsored by your parents. I know that we've put in an application where the husband sponsored the wife, but that's in a situation where the husband is also traveling with the wife. But we don't advise that. The mostly used or the mostly approved means of sponsorship is self-sponsored or parental sponsorship. That's either your mom or your dad. Yes. Any other question? All right. Thank you so much, Wendy. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for, sparing us some of your time to do this with us. Thank you very much. We don't take it for granted.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Now we have come to the end of the live today. As I introduced earlier, my name is Chika, and this is my colleague Metsoma, and this is Chiwendo, who is currently studying in the University of West of Scotland. Now, just to run down again, our services include career guidance and counseling. That's if you're currently at a point in your life where you want to progress in your academics and you do not know what to do, you can always reach out and with advice on the way forward. Now, we do application processing. We partner with schools in UK, Canada, and Ireland, and we process applications for students, that's for prospective students, to schools in these countries. And we can also we assist with your visa application and accommodation guidance, as well as pre-departure briefing. Pre-departure briefing, this is more like an orientation after getting your visa, before you leave Nigeria to your country of study. Thank you so much, and don't forget to send us a DM to get started if you have. Don't forget to send us a DM if you have any questions and to get started. Thank you so much, and bye. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.